Welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we did more lore and we hung out with some of our crew. And now we're going into a different part of the ship, the Astropath Choir, to learn about the people that guide us through the warp and give us messages and keep us safe. At the cost of getting possessed and killed, and it's not fun. Anyway, I know a couple of places where you can get new astropaths. That, of course, if you don't insist on them being all classy and proper like this fried-eyed bunch. Okay, I wanted to discuss other things. That odd noise inside the chapel, does it not bother you? On the contrary, Lord Captain, it is a mental focusing technique used by the flagship's choir, one that I invented myself. This music was written by an astropath. What my charges and I hear in it is not what ordinary people hear. Its true depth and beauty cannot be fathomed without the Emperor's blessing. The music protects our minds from the rudimentary thoughts, purifies and sharpens them. But above all else, it serves as a beacon of sorts amid the tumultuous sea of souls, a thread to lead us back home from the deadly maze. I have witnessed the death of one of your astropaths. What happened? May the God Emperor rest his soul and protect him from the ruinous powers. Tenacious claws. Which that's just the evil peoples in those warp, which there's 4 main ones. 2 other ones that I know of that are minor ones supposedly, but there's a lot more than that. That was the 5th one this month. Our younger voices cannot handle the warp's storms raging in the expanse and end up losing their minds, if they are lucky. Something is afoot on the other side of the maw. Yeah, because I think I was referring to, there's this guy called Abaddon the Despoiler. He's kind of a douchebag. He runs the Iron Legion, which is the Chaos Space Marines main chapter thing that goes around. They serve all of Chaos, not just one god. Anyway, after the original leader, Horus, got poofed out of existence, Abaddon took place and does these black crusades to try to kill humanity and turn everyone to chaos. And the kind of newest one, I don't know if he's done another one after this action or not, but he found this rock that kind of kept everything at all chaos stuff at bay a little bit and helped keep everything the way it was. He just took one of those rocks from the perimeter thing it was making and just chucked it halfway through the galaxy and cut it off. So half of the galaxy has the Astronomicon and is doing fine, but it kind of sucks now because there's only half of the systems left. The other side is disconnected from the Astronomicon and they have terrible warp travel and everything's crap over there. I don't know if we're on the right side or the left side. The left side has the Astronomicon, so we might be on the wrong side. Anyway. Something infinitely sinister, something disastrous. The scraps of mental images that reach us from the Imperium carry the mark of doom. The images emanating from there are like a beast bearing its teeth. You have heard accounts of disturbances in the warp affecting psychers, especially astropaths who delve most deeply into the immaterium. But there have been more and more alarming stories of late. Something is raging in the warp, something that poses a particular threat to those with psychic powers. A huge warp storm stretching across the galaxy, the result of a catastrophic rift in real space. Is that it? That might be it. That might be the Cicatrix Maledictum. I'd have to double check. Abaddon the Despoiler splitting the galaxy in two. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's talking about. Yeah, so it's not good. Not good at all. You must tend to your choir. I shall have good food, recaf, and relaxing balms delivered. I appreciate your concern. Perhaps these small indulgences will give them strength and save someone's life. Oh, did my nightmare scold you? My apologies, your lordship. I sensed a strangeness in you, and my mind reached out of its own accord. I did not see much, but what I did see was enough. It grieves me to know that this mark weighs on you so. Trust me, I'm well acquainted with the oppressive burden of doom. We'll speak later. I have business to attend to. Goodbye, your lordship.
I won't tolerate weakness.
So I had the same problem with the last one. I don't know if I failed the text check or what. Let me check. 1 second.
We must act.
Journal. The astropath who reported the malfunction of the road to... okay. Is it not him? No, it's him. There you go. Your lordship, the sacred mechanism is working again with no disruptions. The engineer rises proudly to his feet and says in Low Gothic, a language he clearly has not much practice in, with sacred words and virtuous thoughts turned towards the machine god, I have been able to pacify this mechanism's wayward spirits. The Omnissiah blesses. How lucky we are that the venerable tech priest is so pious and wise. This statement is true. I recommend installing 2 incense burning units in this compartment to prevent the spirit's continued anger. The unit Zachary Weiss will be provided with a list of minor recommendations, 142 in total, for improvements to this compartment's maintenance. Failure to implement will result in sanctions on the part of the Adeptus Mechanicus priesthood. I did it right. Okay.
A new challenge for me?
Second. So that should be clear now. I'll talk to Weiss about it, see if he has anything to say about me fixing it. Ooh, your lordship, I have something for you. Thanks to your assistance in repairing the compiler, we have been able to interpret a most curious message. It contains a call sign that agents of the renegade Voigtveer used in their especially important reports. Could it be a message from Voigtveer? He was more likely the intended recipient. When was it sent? I cannot say with certainty, your lordship. Following the repair work, I went through texts that had been defied decoding before. This signal had lost its way in the bowels of the mechanism. It could be a week old or years. What does the message say? Only a few words. Lilamed Odenathus the 11th. The winds have ceased. It is done. Now, Lilamed is Voigtveer's call sign for special reports, but the rest is a code we are unfamiliar with. That said, we know where to look for the truth. The Odenathus 11th system. I will get to the bottom of the message. I have no doubt you will, your lordship. Thank you, my good sir. We have... I never had that the last time because I didn't know I had to speak to the astropath. I thought I was going to talk to the Adeptus Mechanicus guy, but now we know. Do I have anything else? Hide completed quest. Now I gotta go find that place. Yeah, and I gotta go get a new navigator, a new engine seer, and more crew. And this wants me to go to these places. And that. And that one is... the guy I'm trying to find, I think.
None shall stand in my way.
Chill out. There you go. Holy crap. Let's go to the shrine now. Right? No, bridge. I don't know. No, that's a bridge we're at. Dang it. I'll find it. 1 second. The other place is like a church / museum, which is interesting. And a confessionary, because people put their little voice messages there and be like, I hate this guy because he stole my lemon bread. Stuff like that. And then there's other stuff. People like saying, oh, I want to commit heresy because I can't find a girlfriend. Something like that. Hold on. Okay. The shrine. Yes. Every ship has shrines, which is where the ecclesiarchy watch over the purity of the crew's faith and fortify the members' spirits on the journey through the dark corners of the galaxy where unthinkable horrors lurk. Yeah, because everyone knows the big bads that is in Warhammer, like that even looks at them. You got the Xenos, you got all those, you got the Necrons, the Eldari, the Drukhari, the Dark Eldar. You got the... did I say Necrons already? You got the Orcs. You got the Tyranids. You got the Tau. You got all those guys. Then you also got to worry about Chaos with the Demons, the Chaos Space Marines. Oh, I forgot for the Xenos, you also got the, Gene Stealer cults, which are Tyranids that spread disease STD things to people and make them mind controlled. It's messed up.
It's about time.
But with Chaos, you gotta worry about demons, Chaos Space Marines, which there's a ton. You also gotta worry about now the Dark Mechanicus, which are Adeptus Mechanicus, but for the evil side. It's not fun. And then no one really knows about... there's tons of horrors like monsters and stuff that eat people throughout the galaxy. There's, you know, just random black holes will spawn and kill everyone. It's terrible. It's absolute nightmare fuel. Anywho, the Imperium Invictum, the shards of an unknown Angevin crusade warriors' twin blades returned from the pirate captivity By the grace of the Emperor.
I did fine.
Among the antique weapons, you spot the maul known as the Ferrum Fatum. Legend had it that its head split when it cracked open the skull of the loathsome demon Brenazar the Flayer.
I won't tolerate
Pretty
weakness.
cool. As long as it's not, what's his name? Malachor? What's his name? Balakor. It's something like that. Malachor, Balakor. I can't remember. It's been a while. He's basically a demon prince that almost became a god because he's just that overpowered. Then there's another one that was a demon prince to Khorne, but he tried to 1v1 Khorne and hit him in the back. And Khorne doesn't like that because he likes 1v1ing, and he just utterly destroyed him and set him across the galaxy and burned him. But he's still alive somehow. An ancient-looking chainsword without a fuel engine rests on the weapon rack. The shape of its teeth make you think of the Ulma Universalis, a pattern from the Angevin Crusade
Follow
era.
my lead.
The skeleton inside the sarcophagus is holding a spherical object gleaming with gold. Hello there. The Emperor protects, your lordship. How may I be of service? Who are you? Initiate Zeke, your lordship. I recite prayers and help Confessor Adalbert with the rites. What is this relic next to you? A mysterious object, but undeniably a holy one. It was donated by a group of pilgrims who studied the legacy of the great missionary Nadine Alinikov. Then they believed there was something inside that only someone truly righteous was meant to have. One of the pilgrims was so desperate to witness the moment of the orb's opening that they bequeathed their body to us. Do you have any ideas on how to open this orb? One of your predecessors was the last to attempt solving this relic's mystery. It happened a long time ago, before Lady Theodora was born. That's all I know. Why not just disassemble it? I don't know why I changed accents. That was weird. To damage a sacred relic is an unthinkable crime, and to use force to bypass the test of wisdom and faith it contains is terrible blasphemy. Sorry for me trying to reverse engineer something. My bad. Open the reliquary. I am going to try to solve the mystery of the orb. The initiate opens the lock and hands you the orb. Someone has already moved the hoops around trying to arrange the letters into meaningful sentences. It will only take a few more rotations for the orb to split cleanly into 4 parts, each with its own question. The answers should be presumably formed using adjoining hoops. Form the question in the orb's first quarter. My light reaches everywhere. The greedy will see me in gold, the scholars in humanity's cradle, but only the righteous will see me within their souls. The Emperor... For better or worse, something clicks inside the orb. Form the question in the second quarter. I am within every human, and my loss is feared. For without me comes the end. But give me to the Emperor, and you will be eternal. Your soul. Without me comes the end. Okay. I am poison, I am perdition, I am disgrace. Burn me down, eradicate me, or perish rejected by the Emperor. Your sharp mind quickly scours the recesses of your memory for any fragments of Nadine Alinkov's sermons. You recall that she mercifully denounced the weakness of those who have faith in the Emperor, but are incapable of translating that faith into deeds. She must have despised this shortcoming of the soul more than any other. Because I'm smart. Okay. Denounce the weakness of those who have faith in the Emperor, but are incapable of translating that faith into deeds. Weakness. In your body, mind, and soul you must possess me. I am no mere absence of stains. I bring you closer to him. Duty. Brick. Let me try again. Let me think. Let me think. I mean, there's the golden throne. The throne is the cradle of humanity. It might be. Blood and soul is in every human. Life is not technically in every human. Faith is not in every human because there's those of blood. I am perdition. I still think it's weakness. In your mind, you must possess me. I am no mere absence of stains. I bring you closer to him. Absence of stains is you're forgiven, you're pure. Oh! I guess I had to think literally. Okay. The orb comes alive, its hoops shift around with alarming speed, coming together and folding into each other until the orb opens completely, laying its treasure bare. A missionary oath. How strange and exciting it is to behold the holy object that has lain hidden from the eye of so many years. Truly it is a great day upon which the rogue trader himself has revealed the legacy of great missionaries to us all. Awesome. Does this do anything for me? Missionary. There you go. Once per combat, if the wearer does not use any abilities during their turn, they can end their turn to immediately grant all adjacent allies an extra turn with 1 attack point. No, I use powers though, I feel like. It's fine. Whatever. It's something. If it does happen, it does.
Victory awaits.
The Rex Regalia, the partially restored blade of Zaphados the Earnest, a missionary who decimated the abominable Xenos and fell in a deathly battle against the unrighteous. A Clotus. Grant me understanding, Master. Who's Master? The Emperor of Mankind, okay. I guess they call him Master. I've never heard someone refer to him as Master in this. Anyway. Grant me understanding, Master. Grant me wisdom. Your Lordship, how can I be of service? Who are you and what are you doing here? I'm Clotus, junior cleric. I sort recordings from the shrine confessionals to pass on to higher ranking clergy. Tell me more about this confessional. Our parishioners come here to repent, to share their innermost thoughts and observations of their neighbors. The sacred machine records all confessions and alters the voices beyond recognition. Is there any way to find out who made which confession? There is not. That would undermine the usefulness of it. The first prototype wasn't anonymous, so those confessions might as well have been carbon copies of each other. Everyone was impeccably diligent and pious and whatnot. But as soon as the machine spirit started keeping the name secret, the parishioners opened up. I don't get that one. Good thinking. Making it anonymous keep up the fine work. I will endeavor to do so, your lordship. It appears you are having difficulties. Nothing escapes your lordship's notice. As it so happens, I am struggling to categorize 3 rather peculiar confessions. I wouldn't have dared to tell you about them, but I think they may have been left by senior officers, which would make this a matter of the highest order, one that is far beyond my meager understanding. Those confessions you see are far from being examples of pious conformity. I dread the very thought of dissent or heresy poisoning the minds of some of the most eminent members of the crew, but I cannot change what I heard. I cannot share this with anyone but the Emperor's anointed, nor can I allow anyone but your lordship to listen to these messages protected by the secrecy of the confession. What makes you think these confessions were made by senior officers? These parishioners are well-spoken, meaning they are used to addressing an audience. Perhaps they issue orders and are vested with power, and well, after categorizing so many confessions, I have learned to notice the subtle differences between them. Let me hear it. Impious doubt. One question has troubled me for years. Why are some destined to perish in the warp, while others must go on living and preserve the memory of the dead? Worthier and more luminous souls have been lost, and yet I am still here. That could be the... what's his name? The choir master. Because we did just talk about, how a bunch of people died to the warp, so... The orphans on the ship have already been provided with the bare essentials, but every so often I consider increasing their rations and ordering more sets of clothes for them. That will not replace the families they lost, but it will improve their lives somewhat, especially given that the ship has enough resources to cover that comparably trivial expense. It sounds male. That probably is, what's his name? The trading guy. Sounds like him, because he's all about, trivial expenses and all that. You have heard the bridge officers gossiping that the High Factorum has taken personal charge of the orphans. Yep, that's him. Okay. Lop-eared Klappas display a high degree of socialization both among their kind and toward their owners. These animals adjust well to avoid ship's lower gravity, since it is similar to their homeworld's conditions. Lop-eared Klappa meat is edible, should necessity demand it. The voice sounds muffled as though from behind a thick layer of glass, but it is unmistakably a woman's. I didn't see what this said. This one's a male. So we got 2 males and a female. Yeah, this I feel like is the choir master. This is the trade guy. Is this... Since it's talking about void ships, probably the void person. The Vox master, I would say. I'm curious to know who left these confessions. I'll seek them out. I suppose those confessions truly are special if Lordship is giving them his personal attention. Never would I have imagined the rogue trader himself coming to my aid. I'll leave.
A new challenge for me.
Offer a prayer. Hama hama baba. I recite a prayer, the best one I know. Okay, I don't know if that does anything. Now we got Confessor Aldobert. The Emperor protects your lordship. Are you here to pray, or have mundane matters brought you to me? Remind me, what does you do on my ship? I'm the ship's confessor, your lordship. No vessel that abides by the Imperium's laws can sail the void without a spiritual guide. Even a smaller-sized ship that does not have a member of the ecclesiarchy on board entrusts all matters of faith to a layperson who is a staunch adherent to the creed. A rogue trader's flagship, naturally, is expected to have a confessor who comes from a line of his reverent servants. I am such a one. I am entrusted with caring for the reliquary chapel and the dynastic crypt. I also conduct liturgies, consecrate the ship's bays, and strengthen the crew's hearts whenever a dark hour is upon us, lest any among them falter in the face of the horrors lurking in the darkness and fail in their duty. Tell me, Adalbert, do you visit the shrine confessional to repent as the other officers do? Why, I always find time for penance on my morning and evening ships, your lordship. He's neither of these, but okay. Tell me about the dynastic crypt. Every rogue trader takes care to maintain an appropriate place of repose on board their flagship, for their capital may change with the passing of centuries, but the vessel of the Emperor's anointed serves them for millennia. It is more than just a symbol of the dynasty's authority. It is the source of its power, the Lord Captain's seat in the void whence they reign over their many lands. The Von Valancius crypt is where rogue traders and their most loyal servants are laid to rest. As the ship's confessor, I perform the rites of burial and remembrance for those honored dead. It has never occurred to this old man that he might have to send Lady Theodora on her final journey, but all is the Emperor's will. I'd like to find out more about this place. I could talk about the reliquary chapel for hours. Is this the only place of worship on the ship? Why, no, there are multiple sancta on every deck, where your subjects pray fervently and the clergy keep a close watch on the firmness of their faith. This, on the other hand, is the holiest of holy places, where only the noblest among your servants are permitted to set foot. I want those on other decks to be able to partake in this exuberance as well. Truly a most generous and gracious gesture, your lordship. I will arrange for commoners who have distinguished themselves in their service to be allowed in here, an event that will fill them with fervor, and they will pass down the memory of what they have seen to their offspring. I don't know. I feel like in this, your best bet is to have the people that are following you happy and see you as human, because otherwise, I don't know, they just hate you and they want to mutiny more, but if they respect you, they won't. Anywho, Where does this collection of sacred relics come from? Every relic we have here was either arduously tracked down by your ancestors, captured in battle against the faithless, or received as a gift for glorious deeds. A show of loyalty to the Emperor that speaks for itself, does it not? For our best, we keep the precious relics intact and undisturbed as we conduct liturgies and perform rites. Initiate Zeke is especially diligent in his care for the relics. Though he is of common stock, he earned his possession through dedication and piety. I would like to hear the Imperium's tenets from you. Every man and woman has their place in the order he created, and this order must be followed and the will of one's superiors obeyed. Beware of witches, which is just another name for psychers, for they have been stained by the warp. Persecute mutants, which are anybody that has been mutated at all. Doesn't matter if it's in a good way or a bad way, they're a mutant. Persecute mutants, for they are perversions of the human form, and hate the accursed Xenos, which is aliens. Basically, anything that's not us, we hate, which is awesome. Not. The Imperial Creed prescribes being wary of psychers, but the Imperium needs them. You are right. Without the astropaths, we are deaf and blind. And there are many other psychers laboring for the good of humanity. That is their place within the Emperor's design, but only those among them who accept his light have been authorized. For once in your life, could you just admit that it doesn't take a tongue calloused by prayer to handle the warp's dangers? Chill. The ecclesiarchy tells us to persecute mutants, but an exception was made for navigators. The Navis Nobili are different from most humans, but their differences are a blessing. They are noble servants of the Imperium who help humanity expand its galactic domain. Do you not see that as a higher purpose that pleases the Emperor? It's kind of weird. We hate mutants, we hate aliens, and we hate psychers. But if they work for us, well, yeah. Among the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Emperor is known as the Messiah. They have their own form of worship. Do they truly share our beliefs? Most certainly. Different likeness of the Emperor and the ways of worshipping him can be found across the Imperium's worlds, but we all believe in the one. Come to think of it, my warrant entitles me to violate the Imperial Creed in many ways. Violate? Those are not to be conceived as violations. A rogue trader's privileges come with the duty to expand the bounds of human influence. If the rogue trader must take responsibility for unorthodox solutions or actions in the course of performing that duty, then so be it. Yeah. I see. It seems there are more holes in the Imperium's religion than parasites on a cross. You forget yourself. Not even a rogue trader is allowed to blaspheme against the holy faith. For the sake of your own soul's salvation, this conversation is over. Ow! He don't talk to me no more.
It's about time.
My bad. I'm not wrong though. Oh, there's something there. A power maul rests inside the glass. The inscription on the reliquary reads, "I am Wrath, I am the cleansing. Whoever wields me walks in the footsteps of Furia." Do I gotta spell out Furia? There's I. At the I. Where's it U?
won't tolerate weakness.
F-U R I-A. Was that not it?
I'm
1 second.
always ready. They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
R.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Was that not it? Because that's a F. That's a A. That's a I, right? Pretty sure. That's a U. And it's an R. I don't know. F U. No? F.
None shall stand in my way.
No. I think I need to stay on it.
I tire
F.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step.
Should I divine our next step? Quiet! They're trying to tell me something. My whisper.
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. 1,000
Right.
heretics were burning alive.
We shall
What the hell are
prevail.
you talking about, bro? Okay, I think
Doubt
I
is
need
for the
another.
weak.
I need another teammate, but I think I stand on those in order and I can get that. I was close. Anywho, let's go to the choir to give this to the guy in the chapel, the choir master. We're gonna get the confessions to the people.
A new challenge for me?
Hey, Weiss. Yeah, why are some destined to perish in the warp while others must go on living? How odd. Odd you should have listened to my confession, and odd that you should approach me afterward. Why? I felt there was anguish in the confession, and I wanted to help. My confession made you anxious on my account, resulting in a waste of your time, for which I apologize. I am thankful for your consideration. Death always keeps close to astropaths, and its punishments for arrogance and weaknesses are severance. Or severe. Severance, where the hell did I get that? Severe. I have seen my fellows die, and at times the memories are exceedingly hard to bear. Sadly, almost every choir has a story like that, and a survivor who has carried their ghosts with them ever since. My apologies, but I cannot continue worrying at these old wounds. Directing a choir requires a clear mind and a firm state of mind. Okay. I tried to be there.
Victory awaits.
Okay, now everyone else is on the bridge. I'm pretty sure the one is about the chubby guy. Supposedly he's chubby, I guess. That guy that runs the commerce and all that. And then the other one, the girl, I think is the Void-born Boxmaster. Because it talked about Void ships and all that, which is something they would probably talk about. You, Danrock. One second. I'll ask him that next. Your lordship, you are truly masterful at springing unexpected questions on a man. However, I must admit I don't quite understand this one. The orphans on the ship have already been provided with the bare essentials, have they not? I will not pry into how your lordship found out my confession, but I suppose I raised some questions for you. You have a good heart, it seems. I am surprised. I'll say that. As am I, to tell the truth, sensitivity is a vice and one responsible for ensuring the dynasty's prosperity. However, I cannot help it, which is why I unburden my soul in confession. I am willing to allocate extra resources to provide for the orphans. I marvel at your generosity. Will there be any specific instructions, your lordship? Make sure they get things that will bring them little moments of joy. Sweets, toys, they deserve it. You're a truly charitable soul, your lordship. It's whatever. They don't deserve all this crap. Have you ever heard of the name Fiery Reckoning? From what I can tell, it is a void ship of some sort. There was a mention of it in one of Theodora's documents I found. I am afraid it is not immediately familiar to me, your lordship. Please allow me a moment. I say. House von Valancius did indeed sign a contract with the owners of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions, records of the ship picking up cargo from Kiava Gamma. Well, this is odd. The data log ends here. Apparently, the ship had some interactions with one of the workshops on your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your lordship, but that is the extent of the assistance I can provide you in this particular matter. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. The lop-eared Kleppas, the confession. I assume you heard my confessional message. Do you wish to talk about it? I want a pair of Kleppas aboard the ship. I'm going to quote my mother's response. That is impossible. You see, the species went extinct several centuries ago. I am very sorry, Lord Captain. There aren't any Kleppas to be had. The important question is why. I was fault checking the Vox devices in the ship's reliquary. Message recording works, but deletion does not. You helped me establish that, thank you. Why lop-eared Kleppas specifically? At that time I had nothing to repent of, so I dictated an excerpt from an old letter to my mother. As you heard, it contained arguments in favor of keeping lop-eared Kleppas on the ship. I can still recite them from memory. Your confession perplexed the initiate. Find a way to delete it and we shall forget about it. Have you heard anything cool? Nope.
Lord Captain. Lord.
I'll go tell him I got the thingies done, and then I think that's the end of our lore splurge. And side quests on the ship. Because now we can go to the first mission or see what happens after we do this, and see if the priest wants to talk to me again, or if because I was just speaking facts, bro.
It's about time.
It's not okay, but when it's okay for you, then it's okay. That doesn't make sense. I have found the source of the confessions. You have nothing to worry about now. Nothing indeed. I will pass the confessions on with a note regarding your personal involvement. May the Emperor protect your lordship. Awesome. Do we got anything new in our inventory? I don't think so, but I'll just double check. Yeah, there you go, type. But now I don't gotta worry about it, I don't think. Let me just double check, because there was one that popped up because, okay. It was him, I think. No. Yes. It was this thing. It popped up just for him because he's a iconoclast. Yeah. Because it has to be an iconoclast follower.
Follow my lead.
I feel bad for servitors, bro. Quarters. Well, after all of that, I think I'll end the side quests on the ship here. We geared up a good amount. We did a lot of quests which got us some good XP, so we should be close to another level up soon. I don't think we're there yet, but I'll double check quickly before I end. No. Yeah, right now we're level 1 iconoclast so far. So I get that. The rogue trader and 2 random allies start combat with temporary wounds equal to their own resolve. That's pretty good. So we just get health. I wonder what the others get. You got resource preservation for being evil, which gives you and your allies a 20% chance to save a combat stimulant or medkit after use. Interesting. And then dogmatic gives you you and allies a 10% chance to survive with 1 wound instead of falling unconscious. That's pretty good. I guess these are just increased. No, actually. Until start next turn, the rogue trader becomes immune to any attacks from demons and Xenos, and all other demons and Xenos in a 5-cell radius consider them a priority target. That is actually insane. So what will I get as I expand? In the first round of every combat, the rogue trader their allies gain, so it's all allies, gain +2 plus Rogue Trader's Iconoclast rank additional movement points, which would be 2 plus 2 at that point, I think. So they get 4 movement points in the first round, plus their original. That's kind of good. This one gives you Rogue Trader and their allies spend 30 less momentum when activating heroic acts. That's pretty good. Once per battle, the Rogue Trader may choose an ally. The target ally may immediately use their heroic act without spending momentum. Not applicable to allies whose heroic act is on cooldown. That's getting really good. And if I max it out, which I probably am going to because I like saving people, is any attacks from allies that may hit other allies will be dodged if possible. Any allied ability that may target an ally and has a resistance test will be resisted by allies. So basically, friendly fire is going to be almost turned off. Pretty good. And because I rested, that's permanent. I'll have a higher initiative in the next combat. This is a one-time bonus that disappears after the combat ends. I feel refreshed and ready to take on new challenges. Okay, so for next combat, I basically become first, which is pretty good actually, because I can immediately start and then I can take control of the Battle Sister by giving her another turn, while also giving her some stacked buffs, and then I can finish my turn out, and then it'll be her turn again, and she gets to do everything again. So pretty good. Before I do that, is there a way to tell if I'm about to level up or not? I don't know if it would tell or not. Oh, it says right there. I'm 5 XP from becoming level 6, which means I will get a bunch of stuff. I'll get whatever that is, a talent and a characteristic. I'll take it. Why am I here? I didn't mean to. Okay. And I think that means I should be good with everything else. Oh! That's cool. I got 100 scrap, so I could upgrade those. Well, I'll upgrade the armor. I could upgrade the ram too. I'm not gonna do that yet though. Interesting. I need persuasion, so that's probably good for me. That's good for you. That's good for me. Theurix. And you. We got that ready for if we're gonna do a space battle, so that's pretty sick. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna leave that there. If you guys wanna ask me anything else about Warhammer that I might know, if like something went over your head, just let me know. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I am not going to do any more episodes today, but I will pick up tomorrow and we'll try to do our first campaign mission. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy it so far, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a nice day. Peace.